welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be putting the fuel pump inside of the GTO. So let's get started. Okay, got the goat jacked up, getting ready to put the fuel pump in. I know I said I wasn't going to record this, but I just won't do a full recording of it. I'll do little small recordings of me doing it. So if I remember correctly, the last time I put this tank out, I left enough fuel line coiled up so that I could pull the tank out without disconnecting it. And that's the coil that I have right there. So I think the only thing I have to disconnect is the vent tube. And then I should be able to pull the tank up. So that's what I'm going to try first. See if I can get it out of there, because it has about 3/4. The tank is about 3/4 full. So I think I'm just going to disconnect the vent hose, and because I have this loop in there, I think that should give me enough room to actually get the tank up. So all right, just finished dropping the fuel pump inside of the tank. I haven't put all the stuff back on yet. I'm going to put that on in a few, but that's the old pump that came out. You see, it's the aeromotive pump in there. So I'm about to do a first start just to pull it off the ramps and make sure I got everything connected. So you're actually seeing the first start. Actually, before I start it up, I'm going to turn the fuel pump on and check out the pressure first. All right, fuel gauge seemed to work. That's good. Got that plugged up right. All right, pop the hood. Let's check out the fuel pressure. I have nothing. I heard the fuel pump come on. Let me try to start it up. Let's see what I get. I hear the pump on. Nothing is showing on the gauge. Alright, I hear the pump coming on. So now I'm really confused. Why is it not pumping anything? Okay, back to the old fuel pump. When I was pumping the fuel with the old fuel pump, I thought the pressure seemed kind of low when it was coming out. So I plugged up the one that I took out just to see. And as you can see, the pressure seems like it's a lot greater on this one. I'll show you. Going to pump for a while to be surging, and I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that. Okay, I drilled some holes in the bucket. Now I'm gonna test it. My battery pack is going dead, so I might get a beeping. Alright, we got a steady flow. That's my battery pack beeping. But as you see, the pump is still flowing like it's supposed to. Still going. So drilling the holes in the bucket worked. As you see, I got some holes in there. It's allowing the fuel to enter the bucket. Exactly what I want. So I'm probably gonna put a. I'm not gonna try to start it up this time. I'm just gonna switch it on and see if I got fuel pressure. All right, I hear my pump. The gauge is rising. Let's go check the pressure. Bam. 50 pounds of pressure where it's supposed to be. So now let's see if she'll start up. I know the battery is a little dead. Good, let's see. Let's see what we got. Okay, got the GTO idling in the background, and I'm just going to come back in here so I don't look like a silhouette. But it's been running for about 10 minutes so far, and what I'm going to do is let it run. You remember before it used to run for about 5 or 10 minutes and it used to shut off, and I checked the fuel pressure and it was at 0. So I'm just going to let it run for probably about 15 to 20 minutes just to see if it's going to shut off. As you saw in the video, the fuel pressure is at 50 pounds. So that's about 55 is where it's at. So that's about where it's supposed to be. So hopefully that'll work out. I'm actually going to take it on a test drive. So that's what I'll do before closing this video out. Okay, what a day. Alright, so I got the fuel pump in. I ended up using the old fuel pump because the new fuel pump I bought, for some reason it wasn't pushing out enough pressure. And I think it had something to do with when I push it up in the cup, up inside of the bucket. I don't think it got in there all the way. But what I did is I routed the old fuel pump back the way it's supposed to be routed. And I hooked it up regular, and I tested in the bucket. As you saw, it drilled holes in the bucket, and it wasn't draining the bucket dry, so everything was working good that way. You see, I drove the car. It drove good and everything, so I think the fuel pump is gonna work out for me, and everything is good. I also checked the pressure. You see, the pressure is where it's supposed to be. So I think I may have the fuel stuff figured out. Glad I got it fixed. Started off kind of rough, but finished on a pretty good note. So thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.